Big up, guys. It's your boy, Mark, and MUFC fan, and I'm here live with you guys as we get ready for the manager's press conference. It's about to begin. Big up to Vegeta Sama coming in as well. Hold on, my camera is giving me a little bit of trouble, guys, but I'll get it working.
I was about to say, brother, where are you?
Bro, I was just finishing up the Europa League draw and stuff. I'll bring that information to you guys. We'll talk about our draw. Big up to everyone joining. Big up to you, Jaws Mutro. Big up to you guys. Big up to Yali Malmin coming in. Big up to everyone. Big up to Linda Woodington coming in. Apparently not. He's registered. Typical Man United. He's not registered yet. Big up to Elite Baller as well. Big up to everyone joining us. Smash the likes and subscribe, guys. Early likes count. It helps the channel grow immensely. And I thank you in advance, guys, because you know what? I can't do it without you guys. Vegeta, how are you feeling, bro? What's good?
Nah, broski. Today's obviously out there with the Europa. I feel okay, Wish I was in the other competition, though. Those matchups look very exciting. But you know what? There's a trophy for us to win, so let's do it, bro.
Yeah, it's one of those things, bro. It's one of those things. You know what I mean? You know what, though?
Yeah,
but let's talk about that, bro. Let me bring up the thing. We got some decent teams. You know what I mean? Our fixture list is pretty decent. Let me hear your thoughts on that. As the manager's press conference is about to start, it's still a little bit ways on the way. Give it like about 5 minutes before anything happens. But let's just talk about that pretty quickly. Guys, there's going to be lots of questions. What are your thoughts in the comments? Get in. Let us know who you think. What do you think the questions are going to be for Erik ten Hag as we get into this live stream of the manager's press conference ahead of Liverpool clash and the final of deadline day?
I think they're probably going to ask Erik about Ugarte, because we're all speculating. Is he registered? Is he not? If he is registered, is he going to start the game? Is he going to be on the bench? I think that's what they're going to be looking to ask. It's deadline day, obviously. So are we going to sign any more players?
Oh, the press conference is beginning, guys. I'm bringing it to the stage.
Days now. I know there's not been any official announcement. But
let me know if you guys can hear it properly.
Yeah, 100.
It looks like you know everything. So
that's good, bro.
Yeah. So Simon, I can't tell you more than you already know, and so it's not completed yet.
But the deadline closes at 11 o'clock, so presumably you expect it to be completed.
Yes, we expect it, but I can't confirm it by now.
Can you also update what the situation is with Jadon Sancho?
Yeah, he is playing our squad, and we are happy with him. And we need a good squad. We need depth in the squad. We have to play many games till January. So the new format of Europe. So after the break, we will play every third game. So we need absolutely options.
So you expect him still to be here after this evening?
As I know, yeah.
Erik, what's the latest with Rasmus Højlund, and when can we expect him back in first team training?
After the break, but when after the break, I think it's 3 weeks from now, and we have to see how it develops, how we can progress during the break to get match fit. But so he returned on the pitch, but it will take a while before he's up, because everyone have seen happens in the first game. So you need also go up and build some fitness.
I know you can't confirm anything, but you would have seen the scenes yesterday of Scott McTominay at Naples Airport getting a very warm welcome by the fans. Was that a nice thing for you to see? Massive smile on his face, him being so welcomed so quickly?
It's a little bit mixed. I'm very happy for him, and it's also for us. But it's mixed because I wouldn't prefer to lose him, because he is Man United in every vein. He was so important for our team, for Manchester United. He was here for over 22 years, but unfortunately, it's the rules, and we have to discuss the rules when you have to do sales, and then obviously homegrown players, so academy players, they bring more value, and that's not the right thing to do. But I think for everyone, for all parts, it's a good deal. For Scott, he's happy with it. Of course, for Napoli, very good play, but also for us.
Eric, looking ahead to this weekend, then, what is the team news heading into Liverpool?
What do you mean with team news? You wanna have the lineup?
In an ideal world, yes, but I don't think you're going to give us that. Are we looking at the same again, or do you have more options?
No, we have so Mason Mount. We all have seen he's not available for the weekend, and then I think that's it. And for the rest, is the same squad as last week.
And with Liverpool in mind, obviously you had 2 good games against them at Old Trafford in the League and Cup last year. Is it a tie that excites you coming so early in the season, and what differences have you already seen in the way Arne Slots lines up his team?
It's always when Liverpool comes, it's very exciting, and we are really looking forward to compete with them. So we have a good squad. We can bring a good team out. Of course, it's early in the season. We have to progress. We have to improve. Also because we have to integrate some new players in. But we are really looking forward for this game.
Neil, what are you getting with the new player that you maybe didn't have with Scott? Why have you sort of made the change?
With the new player, to make a change, I think you can't. It's not a comparison. It's not that you can compare those 2 players because they are different players. But so we had 3 number 10s, and we didn't have any more holding midfielders apart from we had 1. So that is the idea behind.
Eric, Manuel said at the UEFA draw regarding the transfer window, let's see what happens. The window is still open. We have some conversations going on. Do you think there'll be any more incomings, or do you think the next player will be the final player to come in?
It's what Dan has said everything. So I don't have to go into this because it's already said. So I think we always look for opportunities to bring out the best squad we can have.
Just for this weekend, Marcus Rashford's got a very good record against Liverpool, but he had some criticism from Alan Shearer last week. You took him off just after Ahmad scored. Is he lacking confidence? I know you said a couple of weeks ago he wasn't, but he's had some good chances this season and not taken them. Everyone gets criticism from you guys. Doesn't matter what we are doing. If we are winning, if we are losing, if I take a player off, and it's a conclusion. I'm not happy with him. I was very happy with Ressi in pre-season against Fulham, also against Brighton. It was not because that I took him off because his performances or his level was not right. No, we have to rotate, and we have good players on the bench as well. You bring new energy to win the game, and there will be a rotation. And that if then there's the conclusion, a player is not performing, can be sometimes, but definitely it wasn't in this case. So stupid analyze in this case from a pundit.
Hi, Eric. You've talked about the no good culture that you inherited when you first came here, and all the work you've had to do behind the scenes, and the work that continues to go on with the structure and everything. With regard to Liverpool, do you think in a way Arne Slots had it easier than you, coming into a club that finished 3rd, the structure was already in place, the players were there? Has he had it easier than you to sort of slot in, whereas you've had to do so much more work behind the scenes to get this squad and this club back to where you want it to be? That's why that was one of the reasons I want to come here, to have this challenge. I knew on forehand this is most difficult what I could ever do in life, and to come in a club where are a lot of problems which we had to sort because I inherited a history from 6 years, no trophies, and that meant that the dressing room, the qualities were not right. So we have to build, we had to construct, we had to perform and to bring up a higher level. And we did this with transfers, but also we did it by bringing academy players into the team.
And what you see now, we brought new players in, but many young players, and we are in a life cycle on the start, and we are still in this transition stage. We have young players, and now we have to make a team from it. But we have young players. We brought them in, young players, the academy players, and now we have to construct a team for the future.
Arne Slots hasn't had that challenge, has he? So far, he's just inherited a great team.
Yeah, but I'm not here to talk for him. But Liverpool, it's clear they are in a different phase of the life cycle, and they have a team was mature. They have players already who are playing long together, and who are very experienced. And we have much more a mix, and we have to build a new team.
Last question in this section, Chris.
Hi, Eric. Do you think, because of the job he's taking on, do you think it suits you to catch him early in the season, to try and get him early in that cycle, that gives you more of a chance to win this game?
We can always win. Also, last year we won when in the second part of the season.
But you're facing somebody, obviously, that you know full well how difficult it is coming into this country, and it's probably better to face him early rather than to face him in 6 months' time.
I'm not sure, because, as you say, there is a team, and the structures are really clear. I think the players, the partnerships, the relationship in that team are very clear, and that is what he inherited. That is built over the past years, and still things are still the same. But also, I have seen some things already he brought in.
Guys, we're back. Big up. Now, let's discuss, guys. What are your thoughts? Vegeta, since you were listening, I was a bit busy in the typing sense, so I was listening, but I need to think about it a little bit before I could, give my own opinions. Could you start us off on what you think were the key points, you know what I mean, before I bring up some of the questions and the answers and responses from Erik ten Hag?
Yeah, definitely. I think some of the most obvious things were, we were saying before, why are they going to ask Erik in this conference? And obviously they asked him about the new player coming in, Ugarte. Is he completed? And obviously Erik had to play coy because it's not yet there. The club hasn't announced it. So I expected them to ask about Manuel. I'm kind of surprised they asked about Scott McTominay and how Erik feels about him going to Napoli, because I don't know what exactly it is they were expecting the manager to say. Like, oh, I am happy he's not here anymore. I mean, that was such a nonsensical question, in my opinion. I like the question around the squad. Erik has got such a good sense of humor. He's like, "What do you want me to? Is that what you're asking me?" That was funny. He's quick like that, Erik.
100%.
I think he's kind of got a handle of the media in this country now. So that was interesting. Obviously we know that Mount is out, which is the only thing he confirmed, to say that that's the only player we're not going to have, but it's going to be basically the same squad. But also, I don't know what the journalists are expecting Erik to say, bro, because I can't give you my lineup so that Arne can prepare for me ahead of tomorrow's game. Are you crazy? So that was, some of these questions was like they wasted their opportunity to ask good questions, is my opinion.
Exactly. One of the highlights for me was the question on Jadon Sancho. I was expecting it, to be fair. Everyone is talking about Jadon Sancho. And when he was asked about Jadon Sancho, his response was, he's part of my squad. He will play games. I expect him to be available for depth, as we need everyone, based on the new format of the Europa League and the amount of games and fixtures we have to play as it builds up, culminating to 3 games a week coming into Christmas. I think that's a fair comment from the manager. To be fair, I mean, at the end of the day, whether or not the player is up for sale or not, that's, that's beyond him, I would think. You know what I mean? So basically, he would be considering the player as in training, as we have seen. Sancho has been posting regular training videos with him and the team and his performance in training, his celebrations with the other teammates. So I think, the manager is answering fairly. You know what I mean? I think some people might expect him to answer, in a way sort of like what Enzo Maresca did, which I don't think would be done by a Man United manager. You know what I mean? I think it's a little bit more classy over here, to be fair. You know, he was also asked, what are your plans for the injury players and the players returning, and how you're going to integrate them during the international break? And he was like, we want to work on a plan to get everyone ready during the break, see how best we can have them, everyone fit and available and back in the squad. Of course, you know, there are 1 or 2 players who will not be available, and that he is referring to the likes of the young centre-back Lenny Euro, and as well as Mason Mount, who will be out for the next 6 to 7 weeks, right? As well as Luke Shaw, who is not guaranteed to come back fit after the international break. He was also asked about the Scott McTominay, and I liked his response. Unfortunately, I would have liked to have him in the squad, but it's football. For all parts, it's a good deal. He is also happy, so is Napoli, and so are we. He has the United DNA through and through, and I miss to see him go. And I think that's fair for the manager to comment on that, whether you dislike the fact that he likes the player or not. I think it's totally fair. And as you already spoke on the team news question, which I thought was hilarious, bro, I couldn't contain myself being, you know what I mean? Big up for that. You know what I mean? He was asked about Eric. He was asked if he was excited for the team. How is the team feeling ahead of the Liverpool clash? And he said that the team is excited. We must improve. We must progress, and we must integrate new players so we can compete. And that process is going to be something that is going to be happening in the first 5 to 10 games, I would say, based on, you know, footballing history and watching a lot of football. I'm not using any computer statistics, but I'm saying this is what I have seen. It takes some time for some new players to integrate themselves, whether they hit the ground running or not. It still takes time for the team to learn each other as they play together. And he was asked how he quantify the swap from Scott McTominay to Manuel Ugarte. And I liked his response, short and sweet. It's not the same. They're 2 different types of players, but Manuel Ugarte also improves us. I think most of us would agree with that statement. What are your thoughts on that, Vegeta?
No, bro, I definitely agree, you know, and it's like it was a balancing of the answers between you're losing Scott, obviously, but like Eric said, they're not the same player. We've got an overload of the other central midfield positions, whereas we only had one holding midfield technically in Cass. So he kind of was just basically saying we do need the depth. More so adding on to what he's been saying about we've got extra games with the Europa League new format. So Eric is essentially saying, I'm going to try to compete for everything. So I need more than one person in each position to do that, which makes sense to me. And he will improve us, bro.
100%. I agree with that as well, 100%. And he was also asked, is there going to be any more signings? To that, he responded, this does not need to be said. We are always looking for opportunities to improve. Sorry about the type error there. You know, the team as always. And I think that's being honest, because there have been some reports that United are looking at a late opportunity with Miguel Gutierrez. Let's see if we could get that deal over the line. It's going to be interesting if we could get that done. I'm going to be looking forward to seeing what could be happening going forward as well, because there's also some free options such as Adrian Rabiot for the midfield, as well as a Mario Hermoso that could come in, fill the center-back role, as well as the left-back position. Now, he was also asked, what about Rashford? And ETH was, again, bantering with the media. I was happy with him. Everyone, no one can escape from your criticism, even if we are winning. I think his in-game levels wasn't good, so I took him off. We must rotate. It was what best for the team, in my opinion. Now, what are your thoughts on that, Vegeta? Because I think that was pretty interesting for Eric Ten Hag to reply like that.
You know what it is? I think Eric has learned from the whole fiasco with Central not to throw his player under the bus, even if it's not intentional. I think, like I said, Eric has studied this media and he kind of knows now how to navigate them. He kind of understands what they want from him. So they obviously wanted to know, like, are you unhappy with Rashford? Which he did say without saying it. If you think about his answer, he's saying, look, I took him off because his levels wasn't there. As for the criticism, it happens. It's going to be there because you play for United at the end of the day. Whether you win or lose, people are going to criticize you. So it's a very well-balanced and calculated response from Eric, because he doesn't lose Rashford, but at the same time, he is answering the question if you're paying attention to what he's saying. So he's basically saying, I'm not happy with where Rashford is, but he's not doing it in such a way that we have another central situation.
100%, totally agreeable there. I can't see any problem with that. And he was also asked, what about the ethos, the new ideology? As you know, the team was said to have a weak mentality and, you know, some fractures in certain players, and it was not right. Erik ten Hag's response to that was, yes, I didn't inherit a squad with a history of no trophies over the last 6 seasons before I came. We had to change. We had to rebuild. We had to change the squad to improve. We are bringing in many young players, and we are in a life cycle from the start, the beginning of a new transition, constructing a team for the future. So it's going to take some time. So I think this is fair for Erik ten Hag to say, as you can see, for years we needed a squad overhaul. We finally got it. It's going to take a little bit of time for the entire everything to work as a synergy, as a unit. I think this season is going to be surprising, much better than last season, but there's still going to be some ups and downs. While I think we will also reach very far to the final of the Europa League, I think we might even be the winners. Hopefully a FA Cup defense. But at the same time, when I listen to the manager and I look at it from my own perspective of football and what I have seen over the years, I think, you know, depending on how we do in the next 4 games, you know, this team could come together cohesively, right? And they could run as a machine, or it might take a few more games for that, but we will definitely be winning some of the next games upcoming. What are your thoughts on that, Vegeta?
I think it just boils down to what Eric said with regards to his analysis of Liverpool. I think the most important thing is to build team chemistry, and you sort of see it from how he's building the squad. You know, anybody who's going to be problematic to the building of that chemistry, he doesn't want in his club, because ultimately you can have 22, 23 good players, but if these guys aren't on the same wavelength, you can't really field the team. And I think that's what he's alluding to. You know, if they all want to win, they want to win together and are going to make sacrifices for each other, then I think we've got a winning team moving forward. But he's also speaking to the expectation that our owner, our part owner, I suppose, Sir Jim Ratcliffe said it's going to take a couple of seasons. And I think that's what we're always forgetting at United as fans. It's going to take a couple of seasons for this to click. It might be this year, like you're saying, bro. I mean, I was willing to bet on us winning the league at the beginning of the season for my own
100%.
reasons. So you never know.
100%, bro. Brendan, yes, you're right. The manager did thank Scott. He did show his appreciation for him. I think as a manager, that's only what you can do at the bare minimum. It's called having class. Glory, glory, Man United is saying, Mark, is that right? Ugarte out from the Liverpool game. Well, it looks likely, you know, a lot of the players being registered in the last 24 to 48 hours have been delayed based on the amount of registrations happening, because lots of deals have been happening across the Premier League in this last couple days. So it's not only Man United, as Biku Talks is saying, Chiesa is also out. He's not completely registered as well. There's a few players for some other clubs who are not completely registered as well. So it's taking some time, guys. Taking some time. You know what I mean? Ten Hag again, could we solve the problem? Could get in fit new players to Manchester. It will happen, guys. It will happen. Smash the likes up. Let's get to 100 likes. I see 179 watching. Guys, if you're watching on MUFC Release TV, let's get to 100 likes. If you have the time, drop in the description, smash a like on Mark and MUFC fan channel as well. Let's try to get my channel to 100 likes as well. Big up to all of you and thank you in advance. You know, Ronan is coming in saying injuries are really worrying. We really need to consider some free agents. Rabio Hermoso. I'm not at all going to repeat that third name. It's a bit disrespectful at this point. To be fair, I 100% give you all the respect, Ronan, but that third name is disrespectful, bro. You know what I mean? Big up, Rasmus Højlund is in training. I did mention this already at the start of the video. He is back in training since yesterday, warming up slowly on grass by himself right now with the fitness coaches. He already went through rehabilitation this week. So let's see how it progresses. He will be back after the international break, roaring and ready to go. I don't know what username to put. Says, I love Ten Hag. Big up to you, broski. Big up to you. Maybe Edramore, maybe he might be. Let's see how it goes. There's up until deadline day for the registration. If the registration could be completed before 5 p.m., he should be on the bench. There's still 3 hours left. Guys, don't stress. Don't stress. Ugarte is not registered, so it's too late to be involved with Liverpool. Is it not before the end of the working day at 4 p.m. in the UK, bro? I was just wondering. Let me know in the comments if you can confirm. Brendan, breaking. Yeah, we talked about that, Lucky. Do you think we'll bring in another forward if Sancho leaves? Well, in my honest opinion, I don't think we'll be bringing in another forward. I think we might be bringing in a left back. It might be Miguel Gutierrez. It could possibly be Mario Hermoso and Arabio, and that be the end of the window. But I don't think it's that bleak, guys. I think with Rasmus coming back, our striking options will be bolstered. We will be fine. I think the youngsters just need a little bit of time and patience and support. They will get their clinical boots on, in my honest opinion. We will see a much more clinical season as it progresses, guys. You know, have a little faith in the youngsters. I know Rashford is a bit of an old guy at 26, turning 27, but the rest of the guys are 23 to 20. One is 19. So give them a little bit of time, guys. Let's, give them a little bit of support. Let's push them to do well and not criticize them, to put pressure on them too much. You know what I mean? United could end up getting Naipan and another wonder kid. Might be interesting to see how that goes. Let's stay tuned and look for that news. It's going to be coming in thick and fast after 4 p.m. UK time. It's going to be another tough season. We are still short on squad depth. Quality wingers, I don't agree with that quality wingers part. A striker and a midfielder is needed. I disagree on the striker part as well. We have 2 strikers up front. We play a single striker formation. There is no need for a third striker, especially when we have Ethan Wheatley as a backup. Now, although the strikers that we have will all have to take time to develop throughout the season, they can only do so with actual game time. So putting them on the bench for an experienced striker is kind of going to delay their development, guys. And as much as we want to win, I would like to win in the future as well. When that short-term signing leaves, you want these other strikers that we have to be in and roaring and ready to take his place, if not before. And they can't do that if they don't each get at least 25 games of at least 70 minutes apiece. I think it's going to be taken away from the future development of the squad overall. I think we just have to be a little patient, as hard as that sounds right now, guys. And I apologize if you disagree. Big up. What are your thoughts on that, bro?
You know what? I think at some stage you and me disagreed on the whole Rabiot signing, but based on the fact that we've lost Scott and Ten Hag is right. Ugarte isn't the same type of central midfielder that Scott is. So we might benefit from a Rabiot, depending on what he's going to ask for coming into the team. At least he's a free agent. So I think I can sort of see that happening. I would be happy to see that happening. Left back for me, sheesh, if you can get somebody in, that would be great, because I have no faith in Luke Shaw, bro. I really don't have faith in biscuit legs, bro, at this point in time. Even Mount, bro. Like, Mount needs to be fit, not to play for us, but to be sold. I don't think I want to spend 3-4 more seasons with somebody who might be fit. So we definitely need a left back in that regard. I would take a third striker, but do we need it this summer? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's something we need to be hoping for today before the window closes, in my opinion. Jadon seems to be pushing for Chelsea, hey? Because I'm even seeing Fabrizio saying he's given the green light for Chelsea because he doesn't want Juve and all of that stuff. Oh, dude.
I think it's his agent doing all that nonsense right now at the moment. I don't think it's actually Jadon. I think his agent is trying to push a move to force Man United into a corner. And I don't think the player is actually, in agreement, but the agent was recommending a move. So it's sometimes it's one of those things. I think if he stays, he might change his agent. I think it's best for him to stay. Let's be honest. I know a lot of people might think differently about this, but look at it like this. From his perspective as a player, what would be best for his career? To stay and prove himself and show that he can actually do it and then move on in a blaze of glory, or leave and always be known as the player who couldn't hack it?
The first one, bro.
What are your thoughts?
Obviously, he's going to want to prove himself. Look, I don't know. People called me crazy when I said I'd keep Jadon rather than swap him out for Raheem Sterling, and people went on a whole PR campaign for Sterling. All of a sudden, United fans were Sterling fans, bro, and I didn't hear the end of it. And I said, no, bro. Jadon is still a good player, even though we've had, the issue with him and Ten Hag. He's still a young player, still a good player, bro. So if they're not giving me money, this is what I always say. If it's not pound sterling, I don't want I don't want him to go to Chelsea. I want money, bro, for Jadon if we're letting him go. I don't want another player for him. So I think you're right. Jadon might look, and also I'm surprised he wouldn't want to go to Juve. Aren't they in the Champions League last time I checked? Versus like a Chelsea who's in Conference League. Jadon just seems like the kind of player who wants to play at the highest level of football. And right now, I don't know if he wants to go to that mess of a team called Chelsea, because Chelsea doesn't know up from down at the moment.
True. Well, it's one of those things, my bro. And I look at it from the perspective that, we definitely need to do something different. We definitely need to possibly get ourselves, either get him back fit or get ourselves a brand new player, bro, if you understand what I'm saying. Because at the same time right now, I would like to see him prove himself and find himself at the same time. But, a lot of fans want to see him go. You know what I mean? A lot of fans want to see him go. I think for what's best for United right now is that, we kind of try our best to either move the player on or keep the player for squad depth and find a way to make him integrate him into the squad so he performs really well. I wanted to bring this to the stage as well, guys. Dan Ashford, while live at the draw, as Yali Malmin is saying, like, I don't know, Yali, like, you have the same sources that I do sometimes. He was getting lots of football calls. He was getting lots of phone calls. He kept getting nudged by Sir Dales Brailford because there are some deals that probably may emerge and might happen. And I'm going to say something, you know what I mean? We'll talk about that, Abdullah, just now, because, it's a mad one there, bro. Let me explain that really well. So let's start off with this part with Sir Dan Ashford. There's still a situation where Dan was revealing that he was receiving a lot of calls for a lot of deals that they were negotiating previously and some inquiries that they have made. Now, a few of the inquiries that they have made would be for the likes of players like Andre. Like I was telling you guys, they're still trying to do a deadline. They had hijack while he conducts his medical and bring him to United. It might be possible or it might not be. The papers are not yet signed. It happened with John Obi Mikel. Never forget. Also, don't forget the Miguel Gutierrez links have been getting stronger in the last few hours, as well as another left-back option in Adrian Truffert from Rennes. The youngster played a very good Olympic tournament, had a very good stint for Rennes last season, and he's only in the region of 15 million euros, which means it's likely to be 10 million pounds, a deal that United might be willing to do. But Gutierrez is the target right now. Being at a release clause of 35 million euros, it should be a deal that United could do as long as they can pay the release clause, because that means they don't have to negotiate other than player wages and terms, which probably could be done over the phone while we are speaking right now. There's some other information coming in about the free agent saga. There's possibilities of Rabiot and Hermoso. We talked about that repeatedly. Amrabat is signing for Fenerbahce. There's possibility of Victor Lindelof going to Lazio as well. That could be happening right now as we speak. There is some news coming in talking about some possible deals about Christian Eriksen as a target for Real Betis. I know some people are mentioning Anthony, so I'll bring it up here one time. But realistically and being smart about it, the Anthony link to Real Betis is nothing close to being realistic, because what they would be offering is a loan, which United are not intending to do. United are not intending to loan out any more of their players because they would be weakening themselves in squad depth. It is not going to bring profit to the club to loan Anthony anywhere. I'm just putting that out there. This is some statements that I've heard prospectively going around right now on United stance. They have made a stance clear on quite a few players who will be given a chance to redeem their careers at United in the first 6 months of this season coming until the January window, and that includes Anthony as well as Marcus Rashford, just to name a few. Christian Eriksen could find his way out the door in the next coming hours, possibly to Anderlecht or Real Betis, as Anderlecht were waiting on confirmation of their group stage qualifiers before they go ahead to push for a deal, which might see the player move for 3 million to 5 million euros. Let's see how it goes. It could be happening in a very short time. Guys, what else are your thoughts on the comments on what you heard from the manager? What your thoughts on the Europa League? I see tickets on sale, guys. I'm going to try to get some tickets myself. Yeah, United have mentioned a cut price of 25 million, but there is a clause on that cut price. The cut price has to be paid all and in full upfront. It's not going to be a cut price for a loan deal or an obligation to buy. The money has to be paid today. So therefore, if no club can pay that and Chelsea can't, the deal is not happening. This is what I have been hearing all morning in Germany. Maybe someone has heard something differently. I don't know. Galatasaray is closing in on a Hermoso deal. Just last details under discussion with the Spanish centre-back. Let's see how that goes. Maybe that's one of the calls that, you know, Dan Ashworth received that he will have to be making right now. He's probably sweating, as you can see, you know, with that frown on his face. But he was smiling after the Europa League draw because he's probably thinking like me, we're going to win all of our home games and possibly 2 of the away games, which leaves 2 difficult fixtures, that being Porto and the likes of the away game that we play against Fenerbahce. Guys, what are your thoughts on that as well? Saving on Sancho's wages doesn't help with squad depth right now, guys. So, you know, I think unless we sell Sancho and bring in some other player as a replacement, or maybe promote a youngster to back up and bring in another midfielder or defender, then I would see the profit in that. It would also save us something like 11 million a year in wages. Madhouse, what's up, big boy? Big up to you. Who are we getting? My G, bro, I'm thinking it's going to be a Rabiot and Hermoso, but it's going to be peak right now because Dan Ashworth, like, he missed the call. You know what I mean? It's going to be peak. Let's see how it goes. There's still a shout for Gutierrez. I'll keep saying that. If you look at the math, there should be about 70 to 90 million pounds left. We can do many deals or save it for next summer. I don't think there's going to be saved for next summer. I think next summer is already catered for with the 300 million injection that we got for sponsorship recently after this window begun, which will be incurred into the next fiscal year, which means in October. So it's one of those things, Yarly. I just look at it from a perspective that we will be going back into the window in January. That is where we might be spending money as well. There are some reports coming in that United are trying to set a pre-agreement for the likes of Giorgio Scalvini to bring him into United in January while he gets himself back up to fitness playing with Atalanta. There's also some interesting reports coming in about other few players that United are trying to pre-agree for January. So we won't talk about that yet. We will talk about that tonight because that's when it's going to be really important, because then we would not have got them done in this window. So that's why I'm not going to talk about it now. It's still a bit a ways away. Big up to Casemiro coming in. Injuries. So Højlund is back, Barman. So he's no longer injured. Højlund is back. He's in training, so you can remove his name from that list. Mount, well, you know, I mean, he probably dreamt that he had to offer more on the ball like he's offering off the ball, and he got injured right away. Luke Shaw, he should have been sold a few years ago. Malacia will be back. He's already starting training with the squad slowly. He's on grass right now. He completed his rehabilitative training with flying colors. All the staff have been talking about how strong and fit he looks. Now it's time to get himself into fitness on the field with his on-field drills before he joins the team for the real test of physical team training. Now, big up to you guys coming in. Yeah, guys, Ahmad has got to have a big season this season. He's got to have a big season this season. Ashworth CV is growing. The 5 team players and add Kone and Martin. Kone is not a Dan Ashworth signing. I would regret to inform you that he had nothing to do with that signing. That signing was completely Christopher Vavell. I can tell you for free, Kone was brought to Dan Ashworth and the likes, and the first one who said yes among the group was none other than the one pictured going to France. And you all know who I'm talking about, Jason Wilcox. You know what I mean? So Dan Ashworth was just the one that he was just like, oh, you say okay? Okay, let's get him. And we got him. That's how it happened, if you want to know. Big up. So, you know, Ashworth CV is growing, but you can't claim some of those players for him, bro. I'm not having that. Big up to you. Breaking, MUFC have explored a possible move for Carney Chukwuemeka. That's not a bad deal coming in from AC Milan. Would be a very, very good option on the wing. Let's see if it can happen. He can play both flanks as well. Very tricky, very pacey. he does score goals. Very clinical youngster. He scored some big goals for AC Milan last season. Let's see what happens with Carney Chukwuemeka. You know what I mean? Big up to him. What are your thoughts on that, my bro? What's good?
We've been speaking about incomings, but I'm wondering, are we expecting to see anybody else leaving? I mean, I know we confirmed Scott recently. Medri left as well recently. Is there anybody else, or is this it? We're just trying to get one or two more players in.
Well, I just mentioned the likes of Lindelof that should and Eriksen that should be leaving in the next couple hours. Lindelof should be going to Lazio. The deal is right now currently in advanced stages of whether they're going to pay a fee or whatnot, the amount of the fee. Lindelof has been green lighted as one of the players who are willing to pay off his contract if need be to get him out of the club. And another thing I have to mention is the fact that there's going to be the likes of possibility of Eriksen leaving in the next coming hours. He might be in talks with Anderlecht, who are waiting on this draw to confirm what they will do with Christian Eriksen, as well as Ajax. And, well, as they reported recently, Real Betis are also coming in looking for an opportunity to see if they can snatch up one of the players. They have also some interest in Anthony as well, but their realistic plan is a loan, which is not going to be discussed by United. So I can say that now.
Okay. No, then you know what, bro? If nothing else, I hope we do get the Rabiot signing, get another free agent besides him. And it's a good window because I think that was the one thing we're waiting to see with Ineos, to see are we still getting more of the Glazer-nomical type of signings, not selling people. This is a real rebuild if you think about it, right, Mark?
Mm.
We couldn't sell people last year, and Eric had to contend with a lot of the players he didn't want. So the one thing we can say going into the weekend, this is Eric has been backed, bro. Not only in terms of signings, but he's also been backed in terms of getting rid of a lot of we don't need you players. I don't want to say deadwood because I don't want to be disrespectful to some of these players that we let go. But the business we've conducted, great. But now we have to see the benefits of that from tomorrow onwards.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm listening, bro.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe I froze. But that's just my opinion. And like, I don't want to be a Tottenham Hotspurs where I win the window, inverted commas, but I don't do anything on the pitch. So the real work for me starts tomorrow, bro. And I hope we beat Liverpool. I hate those guys.
Me too, bro. I hope we beat Liverpool as well. It's going to be one of those things. I'm just looking at the perspective. Oh, we're going to be doing a match preview in a couple hours, guys. So if you guys have the time, join us. It's going to be late. It's going to be tomorrow morning. I'm going to be featuring a Liverpool fan. Guy, if you have time, Vegeta, come in, enjoy the stream with me. You know what I mean? It would be good to have your company again, my bro. It would be nice to have your company on some streams if you have the time. Yeah, that's something that I'm thinking about doing.
Definitely, bro. You know what's interesting, bro? If we actually do have a January transfer season for once, I'll really be impressed with Ineos, bro. Because most of the time we max out in summer, and that's us. But if we can also move into the summer looking forward, the winter for you guys, summer for us, looking at new players for January, because the thing about January that people don't appreciate is that it's mostly around the time where you're going to probably have most of your injuries. You're trying to compete for something, whether it's a FA Cup, Carabao, Europa, or the league itself. And the fact that we haven't been able to capitalize on that in the last few transfer windows has handicapped us to a degree. So, and that actually makes Erik ten Hag's titles even more impressive. That in the face of that handicap, he still won those 2 titles, But if you have the option to say, okay, I've got a Mason Mount injured and I need another center midfield, I can bring them in January, then fantastic, That's what I'm saying. People mustn't be under the illusion that we can fix all of our problems in just one summer window. We still need to allow ourselves the opportunity to make transfers in January as well as the next summer. So yes, maybe Lindelof might have priced himself out. I saw somebody say that with his wages, but he's just kicking the can down the road, honestly. It's inevitable. He's 5th or 6th in the pecking order of center backs. So if he doesn't want to play football, that's up to him. But I'm excited, bro. To be honest, it's a good time to still be a United fan. I don't want to say to be a United fan. Those who left us, well,
100%, bro. Like, you know, to be fair, I would always say it like this, guys. I am a fan of progress for the club. I love my team more than I love any of the players. And as much as I might root for some players to come back, you know what I mean, and to come into the squad or to try to come back and be reintegrated and, you know, achieve their potential, I will always say that if they are young talent under the age of 23, because there's still possibility for change and improvement, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what's best for Manchester United is always what's best in decision-making. I am never going to stand with a player ahead of the club. I'm always about what's best for the club. So if it's what's best to the club to sell the player, 100%. If it's what's best to the club to keep the player, then that's what we have to do. At the end of the day, it's not about how I feel about every single thing, but it's what's best for the club, because at the end of the day, we must win football games, and winning must be placed ahead of everything else, in my honest opinion, because we need to return to being the top team in English football and one of the best in the world again as Manchester United. You know what I'm saying, guys?
yeah,
Ibra,
bro.
Pogba, Henry, you're the best. Yeah, big up. Huh? What are you saying?
Now, just saying, I agree with you, bro. Like, we need to take back what is our throne in this country, bro. We're the biggest. Sorry, my bad. We're the biggest club in the world, bro, and we're definitely the biggest club in England. Okay, so we need to reclaim that throne. And now's the best opportunity. You know, a certain manager quit last year. He was too tired. I'm not gonna mention any names. He's gone. Arteta's been struggling to push it over the line. We should just overtake him and show him how it's done. Pep, I don't know if Pep still has the same motivation, bro. He's been taking the piss out of this league at this point in time. So winning is imperative, like you're saying, bro. And also us as fans, as much as we praise Ineos for the changes they've made, we also need to change ourselves. We need to step away from the mud of what the Glazers brought to this club and remind ourselves of who we are, who we support, and what the goal is. And it's to collect trophies by any means necessary.
100% can't disagree there. I see Galatasaray have reached an agreement to sign free agent Mario Hermoso on a 3-year contract, as reports coming from Yago Konglu. That's a good source there. I've just got some emails. I see them, but I couldn't read them through about some possible deals that might be going through in the next moments. But like I said, guys, this evening we're gonna have the transfer deadline stream, 90 minutes long. We're going to be starting from 9:30 p.m. and going all the way to 11 p.m. on the deadline. Join us, guys, tonight. Your boy Mark N is going to bring you live, first ever on the channel, the transfer deadline show, streaming live. We're going to be chilling, having some drinks, watching all the transfers happen. And trust me, you're going to be shocked, because I think we're going to see 2 more signings from Manchester United that we can be proud of. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about Chukwuemeka, guys. I'm not talking about Chukwuemeka. So big up to all of you joining us. Yeah, I was hearing something like Lazio might pull out, but there's also reports that if United pay off his wages that he was owed, then he would accept the offer that they have put in front of him. The negotiations are still ongoing. Let's see how that goes, bro. Big up to you, Yali. You know what I mean? The window is purely for transfers between clubs. Free agents can be signed throughout the season, 100%. Sancho, how many chances are you going to give him? As much as we gave to Marcus Rashford, in my honest opinion, is the least we owe all our players. The same amount of energy across the board. And like, let's be honest, Marcus Rashford has done way worse, because if we remove the last 3 years, why should he even be here? Think about it, guys. Don't let one season with a purple patch sway you guys into thinking Rashford is any different from Jadon Sancho. In fact, he's worse, because he's been here doing it for 9 seasons now.
Thanks, bro.
What's the difference? What's the difference, guys? You know what I mean? They're all the same. Inconsistent. So if you're giving one chance, give all the same chances, bro. Yeah, we talked about that. Big up for you, bro. Big up to you, Jim Watkins. Hope you're well, my brother. I don't think Sancho has been giving a real chance to sign. I think Erik ten Hag tried to give him a chance, but my honest opinion may be, a lot of people might disagree with what I'm about to say. It might not be a fact, but in my honest heart of hearts, thinking about football and contracts, and if you look at the last 10 years since Rashford has been here, we have never signed a left winger. I think he has a non-compete in his contract and probably game minutes to start. So for me, it's one of those things where I look at it that him being here is stopping United from actually having a proper left wing pairing, because he probably doesn't want the competition. It's probably in his contract. We have seen some of the ridiculous contract that some of these players have and some of the enormous, power that they have, and the way we have negotiated poorly and given them such power. So, guys, in my honest opinion, I think Rashford is part of the reason why Sancho didn't get a good chance, because a lot of people at the club like Rashford so much, they never wanted Sancho to take his starting position. So they forced him to start. They forced Ten Hag to start him. It's why some of them got fired, bro. Trust me on that. You know what I mean? Erik ten Hag's benching Rashford in the second game is a sign that he will get benched if he doesn't play well now, because he has the power to do just that.
Yeah. And it's just funny, bro. Like, the manager before could take off our bloody captain, but he couldn't take off Rashford. Doesn't anybody think that's suspicious? I thought that was suspicious. At least Bruno contributes to the team.
Bro, we went from, like before Ten Hag came, bro, we had managers who received players that they didn't want. But yet we watch Mason Mount and say, well, 4 years ago at Vitesse, Ten Hag scouted him. And 4 years later, just because he scouted him at Vitesse, he still wanted him after an injury-prone season and not performing all that well. You understand? Mm-hmm. So for me, I just look at things for balance, bro. Like, if some players might be a club signing and the manager will have to endorse it. All clubs do this. We seen this at look at Doku, bro. You think Pep wanted Doku? He didn't know who Doku was until Doku showed up in the squad. That's a true fact. There was just like, here, this fella coming to join the first team. So look at it like this. There will be club signings. There will be coach, manager preferred signings as well. Now, he might have said what he had to say about Mason Mount but let's be honest. Does any manager have the right to actually give out that number 7? No. The club had to approve that, bro. And the club had to want to give Mason Mount that 7, bro. Bro, the manager bro, come on, man. There's not Alex Ferguson, bro. Only Alex Ferguson had the power to determine who's the 7, bro. Other than that, since then, it's been the club determining the number 7 or the player. Well, of course, we had Ronaldo. So, sure. You know what I mean? But look at it like this. Jadon Sancho was supposed to get the number 7 when he came in his contract. And when you hear that some people mightn't like him at United, people say that and try to say it's because he have a bad attitude. But guys, you ever really consider what really happened to him at Man City? Pep was begging Jadon Sancho not to leave. But Jadon Sancho, being ambitious, wanting game time, went to Dortmund anyway. Bro, one of my best friends who is a Manchester fan, right? His brother does work in some part of Man United in Man City, right? We're not talking about like probably for an accounting company or some madness, maybe not accounting, but something with analytics or whatever, right? And he tell us, bro, what people be saying about Sancho having such a bad reputation at Man City is not true.
No, but even didn't when he went back to Dortmund, they said the same thing about
bro.
Jadon,
Now, if some players, we all know some players have bad habits, bro. You know what I mean? Some players might oversleep and these kind of things. Now, I don't think fans should be mad at a player for playing FIFA, bro. Come on, if he up late playing FIFA, as long as he gets sleep and get the job done on the football pitch, he should not. His apologies should be done scoring goals and getting assists. He shouldn't have to say sorry with words, because words don't mean nothing unless we win in games. Like this, all this apology from Luke Shaw about he was so excited, and this apology from Mason Mount. Why are we not calling out these two players when literally Luke Shaw is blaming United for him getting injured when he was injured already coming from the England national team. He went and played there injured. He literally blamed United for his injury and not playing at the Euros when he hasn't played a game for United. Not one.
And if I can't believe people would get angry at Sancho for playing video games, but we must forgive Rashford for going out because he's human. Is Sancho not human for playing FIFA? I mean, come on, guys.
Bro,
Like,
listen, right? I'd just like to keep the energy balanced. Every player have equal energy to receive from me. If you're on rubbish, you're on rubbish. If you're playing well, you're playing well. The end. You know what I mean? This making an excuse because Rashford does this and that. He write a book or whatever. Bro, I could care less about those things. Those things don't impact the football pitch. And a lot of fans might not like it, but to be honest, guys, let's be fully real as a fan base with ourselves. Like, all these amazing philanthropic things that some of these players are doing, it does not do anything for us to win on the pitch. And while it is great that they could be ambassadors and be caring and be philanthropists and do all these nice things, they have to be great footballers because this is what United is paying them for. This is why we buy kits. This is why we buy game tickets. This is why we fly from wherever we are in the world to go to Old Trafford to watch these guys play. 4 hours on a bus to a away game, 5 hours on a train. You know, we doing this to watch these players play their best, give their best for Manchester United, not look like the best idol or best personality on Instagram.
We're not paying pop stars, bro. It's like a bloody 18-hour flight to England. I can't pay 18 hours for him not to perform. That's crazy.
All that matters is on the pitch, and as fans, like exactly, Brendan, all we could do is show our support while they play for us, not kill the mood before the game starts. Like, bro, let me tell you something, bro. I'm being so real, bro. Like, we gotta stop this thing about a player play this and a player this and a player that, and this player is a fidget spinner and all these things. We need to cut that shit out, bro. I'm being honest, guys. You know why I'm saying that? It's song funny. It might be hilarious in moments, you know, and we might laugh. But think about it like this. You don't hear Arsenal fans saying those things about their players. You don't hear Man City fans calling Calvin Phillips a fat boy or you know, Michelin man. You know what I mean? The goodie buddy. You know. So I mean, so I just want fans to understand we are all fans and supporters of a football club, Manchester United. So while we could criticize these fans amongst ourselves, we shouldn't be doing it in such a way that the rivals, the league, and the media doing the same thing. We should be battering them for doing that to our players, guys. We should protect our players. It's like a village, and they are children in our village, and it's our village against all. Of course, we could interact when they meet civilization and share the culture and all those things, but you know, they can't disrespect our players, guys. This has to stop.
Not under our watch, bro.
Not under our watch. These are ours. We wearing this badge, they wearing this badge. We are one. This is why we are called Manchester United, guys. We went through way too much to be falling apart like this. We are falling apart, guys.
Mark could say the craziest things on another platform. I am defending Mark. We're defending our team, bro. Even if it makes no sense, I don't give a damn, bro. I will never, ever admit to another rival's opinion of my player. No ways, bro.
How? Bro, let me tell you something, buddy. And I want them to hear me clearly. Watch me this season, bro. And you will see it. I the same I was last season. I'm not allowing them things, bro. No Chelsea fan could come and tell me about Modric over Anthony. You crack up, or Modric when Anthony better every day. You know what I mean? If somebody come and tell me Cole Palmer or Ahmad, I saying Ahmad, bro.
Come on, bro. All day,
Ahmad.
Bro.
You know why? Because Ahmad is we own. We own, bro. Wanna we? These little fellas, all them fellas, as dysfunctional as some of them fellas is, as inconsistent as some of them fellas is, as petulant as some of them fellas is. You know, sometimes they might want to tap them upside the head, you know, kind of thing. But bro, they are ours. They are what we have. And of course, we want to get better. True. I'm not giving anybody wrong who would say, let's sell this one, let's sell that one, and get new players. But until we sell them and until we get the replacements, they are all we have.
Thank you.
I've got nothing left, guys.
Change the mentality, guys. Stop expecting more from the players if you don't expect it from yourselves as fans. Do better.
Yeah, guys, like, honest, like, I love all of you guys. You guys make my day. Every day I come on here to talk the news, talk about football, because you guys are all here talking with me, keeping me company. You're like best of friends, best of pals. We are all United fans. And, bro, I treat each and every one of you like family and a friend, bro. If we ever meet in person, telling you guys, it's all good. Trust. Have it here on my heart, bro. Hand on heart. Telling you guys no. And as a United fan, bro, I would never watch bro, I could be walking through the streets and some dudes beating up a guy in a Manchester United jersey. I will stop that because he wearing a Manchester kit. He's one of we own. I might know the guy, bro. You know what I mean? I might like all of these players. There are lots of players in the squad I don't think, fit the bill for a Manchester player, but say, hey, what we got. So I give them the opportunity to get better and prove me wrong. I think as fans, is all we can do. Give these players the opportunity to prove us wrong and prove to us why we should change our opinions on some of them. You know what I mean? I challenge Rashford, Anthony, I challenge Sancho, I challenge, Luke Shaw, Ahmad. I challenge in every one of them Man United players. Prove to the fans this season, prove to everyone and prove to yourselves that you all are best in the world players, top class, elite footballers. The best choices to be Manchester United representatives, the faces of this club. 100%. This is my challenge. And fans, all of you watching, if you agree with me, whether you disagree, I just hope that you would find a way to keep that energy along with whatever, if you want to get the manager out or you want Ten Hag in. But when it comes to the players, guys, and the transfer window close, bro, we have to give them all a chance to prove us wrong every single game. Prove us wrong. Other than that, bro, I don't know what it is to say about it again, bro. I'm being so real and honest with you guys. So real and honest. Nah, bro. I would help them, bro. Especially if they had a Greenwood kit on. Of course, I run in. Big up. I had to drop the joking. Big up to you, Jim Watkins. But, for real, guys, some people might think I'm crazy. I've been to Old Trafford last season and I've seen some kits, bro. So it's weird. It's weird, guys. It's weird. You know what I mean? There are guys wearing Cavani's kit still today. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure we're going to see Scott McTominay's kit. There's guys wearing old school other kits with other names on it. I see guys wearing up to the 2015 kits still in the stands. Sometimes I go to games. Anthony Martial on their back. You know what I mean? Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I still see guys wearing all these old school kits, guys. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, story, bad attitude, bad attitude, totally wrong. I mean, these guys are young, bro. And when I was 23, bro, I was stubborn as a doorknob, bro. I could tell you guys now. I thought I was one of the smartest guys on the planet and I would be Superman. You know what I mean? But I wasn't. I was smart. I did pretty well. I always do pretty well academically, and I do pretty well athletically as well. I played a couple sports, but at the same time, I wasn't the best in the world. You know what I mean? I wasn't the smartest guy on the planet, but I make mistakes and I learned and I grew from that, bro. Like, the best thing that you could do for young guys who are making mistakes is show them the right way, not criticize them sometimes. Sometimes it works in the opposite effect. Not everyone takes criticism and then looks in the mirror and says, this is what I could do to improve. Sometimes some people takes criticism and takes it in a way that, maybe they're not good. Maybe they people don't see that they're better than people think. They take it in the opposite way, and then it works out to be the wrong intention comes off. Bro, there are lots of Maguire kits in the stand. Trust me, you would believe he's one of the top shirt sellers. It's weird. We all think that way when we're young. 100%, bro. 100%. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. We need to become. I like trying to get a correct message to give the club. I want our fan base to make the manager and the club compatible. You know, a team that can compete again. 100%. You know what I mean? Everybody, like, you know, it's all, you could look at it and have a different opinion on whatever. And I can't disagree with you guys. Your opinions are your own, just like mine's are mine. I'm not right about half of what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But what I'm thinking is that, you know, everyone deserves a chance. Because if no one didn't give each and every one of us a chance somewhere down the line in our lives, where would we be today? You know what I mean? Because I guarantee you, a lot of people looked at some of us and said, you know, I don't like that guy. Maybe he's not the right fit. He doesn't look like the type. You know, maybe I don't like his attitude. Maybe I don't like the way he talks. Maybe I don't like his accent. Maybe I don't like his beard. Or I don't like his haircut. Or I don't like the way he dresses. You know, we've all experienced different versions and forms of these things. Why we should, you know, when we look at what we do to some of these players, it comes like we're taking out our frustrations on them. You know what I mean? I just feel like that sometimes, guys, to be fair.
Nah, I'm with you, bro. And it's funny because you say all of this about second chances, and all of a sudden people want to give Mason Greenwood a second chance. And I'm like, guys, honestly, it's too late.
Bro, after we sold him for 27 million, 100 million pound rated player, bro. Bro, the guy is setting off records in France. 3 goals in 2 games. There's only one person who's ever done that before. You know what I mean? So that's what Dimitri Payet or whatever his name is. Mason is online, and bro, he could have had 5. He had a hat trick. He was on a hat trick. He won 2 penalties and gave them away on the first day. So the other 2 strikers could get their debut goals as well. Else he could have been on 5.
Team player right there.
Bro, I mean, it is what it is, guys. We have to build and move forward. But like I'm saying to you guys, we all think differently when we're young, but it's how we move when we go forward. And to be fair, getting the experience, getting the advice from older people is what really shapes us going forward. You know, you might think that some of these young people don't listen. They might listen in the moment. They might not analyze everything then. But I guarantee you at some point in time when they sit down, they remember your words and you do impact their lives. So, you know, don't give up, guys. Don't give up on the youngsters, you know, because they are the future. And if we give up on them now, where is the world going to be in 10 years from now? It's not going to be anywhere, guys. It's going to be a sad place. Bro, this is not what I'm saying, George. But what I'm saying is there's no need to assassinate the character of anyone to get your point across. If you don't like the player, you don't like his performance, you think he's not at the level for United, 100% I could agree with you, buddy. I could 100% agree there. He has not delivered for Manchester United. But a lot of fans and a lot of fan channels have been, you know, shading the player, talking about he's been lazy and making up reports that didn't exist from his Man City days. So from that alone, you can see it's not about standards. It's about the character. They don't like the person. And that's the funniest thing. Imagine the mayor of Marseille has to apologize. The citizens of Marseille are demanding that the mayor of Marseille apologize publicly to Mason Greenwood. I'll let that sit right there with you guys right now and be the last thing that I say. Thank you to Vegeta. Thank you to all of you joining. Big up to Story, Jim. Big up to you, Jim Watkins. Big up to you, George Vuklish as well. Lucky Singh, Madhouse, Joe Blackman. Big up to all of you coming in as well. Brendan Chappelle, my brother. Hope you're well. Yali Malmeen. Don't worry about everything. Have a great day as well. Stratford Gamer. Big up to Bubba, the GB, the Don. Big up to you, broski. Abdullah Irwan. Big up to you as well. Big up to Casimir, Elite Baller. None other than Abdullah Irwan as well. There's so many Abdullahs, bro. There's another Abdullah. I think I called them both Irwan. Sorry about that. Big up to Irfan as well. Big up to Madhouse. I'm sorry, guys. Apologies. Big up to Barman as well. Big up to you guys. Thanks so much for always joining us. Big up to Ronan and Mr. Popo as well. Yes, big up to Ij Amor. and I don't know what the username to put. Big up to you as well. Sorry,
Can I
guys.
just say something before we bounce, bro?
Yeah, sure, bro. Go ahead.
Nah, I just wanted, I haven't been on your channel in a while, so I just want to say, bro, congrats on the 1K. Big ups, bro. The grinding that's been paying off. Yeah, guys, please subscribe to Mark. He's been doing some great stuff. Brother, if you ever feel like making me a mod, feel free.
Oh, aren't you already a mod on my channel, bro?
No, just a contributor right now, brother. That's
say no more, bro. I thought you were a mod already, bro. I already made quite a few mods. I have to make Madhouse as a mod already.
Like I'm always on your channel, even if I'm not.
Yeah, bro. I have to add a list of a few new mods, guys. Brendan already refused to be one of my mods, but he just likes being on the channel. Big up to Brendan as always. That's my brethren.
Brendan, why,
a lot
bro?
as well. Big up to Brendan. Nah, Brendan likes to be free. I could respect that. Give him his props as always. Madhouse always comes in and supports the thing. I always be bantering with Madhouse since the flying pig days of 2020. You know what I mean? Big up to you, Madhouse, as well. Joe's already a mod, man. He's a mod everywhere. Big up to you guys. Big up to all of you guys. Guys, drop in on my channel. Drop a like and subscribe. Maybe I haven't seen your names and if I do, I could probably add you as a mod. I will be adding a few more mods right now as the channel is growing. So, guys, get in, smash a like and subscribe. I know you haven't really, you might not know my channel. Oh, let me just send you the link in the comments for those of you who have not seen the links for my channel yet. You don't know where to find it. Boom. It is in the comments, guys. You guys could smash it up, join the community, come in, have your say, enjoy it, have a lot of fun. You know what I mean? It's just like MUFC Realist TV as well. We're part of one big happy family. So, guys, you're welcome to come in, smash the likes, join up. You know what I mean? All in fun, Man United channels as well. Help each other grow. Check out Halftime with Vegeta if you have some time. He does some really good content. You know what I mean? My South African brother down there, he's really, really good with his content. He does some South African football watch-alongs as well. He has different way and perspectives on how he reacts to the game. So check him out, guys. Don't sleep on him as well. Vegeta, if you can, drop your channel in the comments so the guys can check you out as well.
Yeah,
and big up to you guys. Thank you for joining us. As you know, it's the afternoon show. Manchester United managers press conference with Erik ten Hag as we face Liverpool on Sunday, guys, at Old Trafford. Your boy Mark, an MUFC fan, was here with his brethren, halftime with Vegeta. Earlier on, I was with the rest of the guys, Temba and Drex, as well as Olmo. Big up to them, as well as Fix was coming in there. Big up to all of you guys. This is Vegeta's channel, guys. Smash a like and subscribe. You know what I mean? Catch you guys later. It's been your boy, Mark, an MUFC fan. Proud to present the stream to you guys, and we'll be seeing you guys later on.
Baby.